good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And this evening, I'm talking to Lorraine McDonald from Victoria in Australia. Good evening and
Good,
it's your morning, so
good
your
morning.
good morning.
Yes. Good
Yes.
cold morning.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
How's it over there?
Yes, we've had a bit of a heat wave over here. It would probably be very minor to yourselves over there, being used to very high temperatures. But to us over here, it's quite hot. Well, to me anyway. I like the cold weather, but there we go. Can't keep everybody happy.
No, I think I'd prefer to be where you are at the moment.
Yes, yes, it's yes, I'm sure. Yes, a lot of people like the heat in Australia, and not very many people like the cold in Australia, as I have just been had it explained to me by your good self. But yes, so the question I ask everybody is, what is it that you enjoy when you're not working?
Goodness me, what an open-ended question. I enjoy a wide range of activities. Unfortunately, I don't get to indulge myself in all of those activities these days. At these days, I enjoy my external activities that I most enjoy is tango dancing. So I go
Oh,
tango dancing twice a week,
yes.
and with a group of other people my age, appropriate. And we have regular balls. The last ball I went to, I invited my 96-year-old mother to, and she even got to dance with some of the very generous men who attend the ball with us. It
Wow,
was lovely. Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
fabulous.
When I'm not tango dancing, I'm riding around the Lauraine Peninsula on a scooter, motor scooter,
Mhm.
with my partner who has at least four bikes. I've forgotten what they all are. He generally is on one of them. They're much faster than the scooter, but
Yeah, they have to be.
100, yeah, 120 cc scooter is right up my alley. So I potter around after him as he sort of whizzes around in front of me. But it's really nice to visit there's a bunch of vineyards around the area here.
Hmm.
We go, not so much wine tasting, a little bit of wine tasting. I
It's not really conducive to being on a scooter, is it?
not really.
No,
No, no.
better walking and pushing rather than riding.
Yeah, or even push bike riding would be better, cycling.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I've had my license since I was about 14, so I'm pretty confident. And I've had bikes. The scooter is, I've just transitioned to a scooter in my latter years. I've usually been on normal bikes, but so I'm pretty confident on the bike, which is
Excellent.
very good.
Excellent. So tell me a bit more about the dancing.
The dancing, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So it doesn't, I've lived I haven't lived for more than 4 years in any one place. And wherever I've lived, the one consistency is, finding a dancing troupe.
Hmm.
So it could have been it's tango. Some areas they had salsa, so I took up salsa for a few years. Another area was ballroom dancing, so I took up a range of ballroom dancing for a few years.
Hmm.
And the funny part about dancing is that you learn it, and you learn a grace or a style, but you don't retain the steps. So
Ah,
hence you can't just pick it up and then just remember a certain dance. But as soon as somebody who does know the dance starts leading you,
you fall
you
back into play.
adapt. You adapt very quickly to following.
Right.
So it's something that you can just continue doing in a variety of
Yeah.
disciplines or a variety of styles, and still feel like you're not a duckling with a broken leg.
And is there any particular style that you prefer over one another, or are they all so different that you enjoy them all?
No, tango is definitely my favorite. It's
Right.
it's very there's a very strict leader follower. The leader is the leader,
Yes.
and it's so reminiscent of life. So the leader, which could be a guy or a girl or a woman, um, leads the step and then pauses, and you're allowed to do the embellishments,
Right.
or you can actually at any point in time you can take over as a follower and pause them and do your own thing for just a few flicks or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's sort of like walking through it's very reminiscent of walking through life with your favorite person and then or being led through life with your favorite person and then just taking control whenever you feel like it. And
Right.
and they, instantly step back. And there's a lot of etiquette involved in choosing your partner. So, there's a lot of eye contact. If
Mm.
you're in a ball and somebody wants to dance with you, they'll catch your eye from across the room. And it's just really romantic and kind. It's very
Yeah.
it's sweet, and if you don't
Yes.
want to dance with him, you let your eyes slide to the left. Not that I've ever done that, but I have seen other braver people do that. They just let their eyes, and then the person just, their eyes will slide to the left. So there's
Yeah.
no hard feelings and once
Oh,
somebody's asked you to dance, you dance with them for at least 3 sets. And you never, and once that's over, then it's the end of that partnership, so to speak, and
right.
you go to the next person.
Wow.
But yeah, the guys or the leaders are very egalitarian. They will, even though I have been a beginner and I am a beginner still, and I go to a ball or a milonga, they call it a milonga. The very experienced dancers traditionally don't like dancing with inexperienced dancers because they like to show off, and
Yes.
it's that sort of dance. But the tango etiquette is such that even if you go to a milonga, an experienced dancer will still ask you as a beginner to dance. And I remember one of the first milongas I went to, I had a very, very experienced Argentine dancer who didn't speak much English, in fact, if at all. And he just, when I muffed up the steps, he was a tall, strong man. He just picked me up and carried me through them. So my feet were like, running along desperately. And so well, I'm sure everybody noticed, but to my mind, nobody noticed that I was a pathetic, inexperienced dancer at that stage.
But you've got to start somewhere, and you've got to learn, sort of going through it all, haven't you? So you to be given the opportunity by somebody more experienced to have that experience to dance with them, you need to have that to gain more experience yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot to be, and you're always learning, but there's a
Mm.
lot to be learned with an experienced dancer, that's for sure.
Wow. And so how
Yeah.
long have you
Um,
you enjoyed doing that?
I started, I'm such a, I'm not as good as I should be, given the experience that I have, but I started dancing about probably 15 years ago, 15 years ago. So on and off,
Yeah.
I danced for 2 years here and 1 year there.
Mm.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah, it does. Yes. Oh,
So,
that's tremendous, really.
it's
I yes, I mean, out of the all the chats I've had so far, nobody has said, "Oh, I dance."
oh
So yes, and I've dropped about 30 videos. So yeah,
wow,
so
gosh, I
you're
can't
you're
imagine
the
that.
first dancer.
And it's so much fun.
Yeah,
It's just And because once a month you have a milonga, a ball, so you get all dressed up in,
yeah.
your black tie, and when you run out of your own black tie clothes, you start using everybody else's and match, swap over, and they're very elegant clothes that you wear. It's really fun to get dressed up.
And the places that you do it, are they as elegant places that you do have the dances and the balls?
Sometimes, mostly just church halls or
Yeah,
community halls. When I lived in Melbourne, there were some very elegant ballrooms that I danced around there. It just depended on the troupe or the group that you joined.
yeah.
The more experienced dancers, they definitely have more elegant surroundings. But those of us at a community level, we're just happy to get together, even on street corners. Occasionally, somebody would bring a boom box and we would set up for half an hour on a street corner in the middle of Melbourne. They'd just say, meet at this time on a Saturday afternoon, and we'd all turn up, and there'd be tango music playing. And you wouldn't wear your good shoes because your good shoes have felt on the bottom of your soles so that they're slippery and you can
Yeah.
do a lot of spins. But you would just be part of a group, and then it would just be like a flash dance or a flash mob, and you'd all just start dancing for half an hour until somebody walked up and said, "You don't have a license, you don't have insurance, you don't have, but what group are you from?" And then
Yeah.
everyone would just quietly disperse.
Disperse. Yeah. And
That, that,
I've seen
in the meantime, you,
the flash mobs,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
quite amazing to see, with I've seen the dancing flash mobs, and I've also seen singers and instrumental, and it's
yeah,
fabulous how it all happens. And as you say, when it ends, they just sort of dissolve into the audience that have
yeah.
been standing there watching. It's really quite fascinating.
It is. And it's just a lot of fun. There's a
Hmm.
lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of showing off to
Oh, why
about
not?
it. Yeah. They're showing off the moves, they're showing off to your partner or,
Hmm.
the person that you're dancing with.
I
It's
suppose
just fun.
that's the part and parcel of it all. To have that element of showmanship.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, definitely. And you learn that even in the early stages,
Mm.
even though you're not a very good dancer, there are some steps that you learn that you do well and then you embellish them.
Yes.
So, so I think there's not a lot of embellishment allowed in the style
Mm.
until you get higher up,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of different types of tango dancing, and it just depends on the type of dancing that you do. But sometimes you can, as a beginner and at community level, nobody's fussy if you mix and match.
Well, it is putting your own stamp on it as well, isn't it? That
Yeah,
you want to sort of have your own kind of style within the dance style.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's It's just fun.
Fabulous.
Just
Yeah.
pure
Great
fun.
fun.
Yeah, our group, we meet, we dance for about, must be an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then we drink for, everybody brings a little plate, and we socialize and have a little sort of for about half an hour to an hour afterwards,
Nice.
2 nights a week. It's just fun.
Yeah. And it takes you out of your everyday life into something that is, a bit of a fairy tale scenario that you can just sort of get lost into.
Totally true. Yeah. And it's nice, it's a good excuse to cuddle a variety of people, twice a week
Yes,
legally
absolutely.
without anybody batting an eyelid.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, I think that's brilliant. Absolutely
It's
brilliant.
lots of fun.
And does your group, does it put on a show at all? That you work towards, maybe once or twice a year, or is it just literally social dancing?
Yeah, it's literally just social dancing. This particular group hasn't done any flash mob dancing. They have in the past, um, but I've only been with them for half the year, and uh, and the couple that run it um, just haven't done it recently. So we've held a few milongas. They've held a few milongas, just no mob dancing. But that's not to say that I can't do it. It's not to say that I can't, pick up the boom box and just tell everyone, meet me at the local rotunda down at the Botanical Gardens, and we'll enjoy, half an hour of dancing on a
Well, that
Saturday
would be fun,
afternoon.
wouldn't it? To
Yeah,
just
yeah,
do that.
it's just the weather. It's just
Well, yeah.
uh, once the weather clears up, I'm sure there'll be a few of us brave enough to head out there and do that, and
Well,
then have a picnic
you could always
afterwards.
sort of put your cold weather gear on and, do a bit something different.
Look like a bunch of Teletubbies dancing around with each other.
Oh dear. Well, yes, you could just sort of tell a story or two and, do a few moves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we could do. I think I might wait till the warmer weather.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah. The least clothing you're wearing, at least
Yes,
when
of
it comes to
course.
gowns, the better.
Freedom of movement, isn't it?
Yes, and the swishing of the skirts,
Yeah.
it's very romantic. It's just fun.
There is, I think there's one of the there's an American chap that I network with, Nick Davis, and I think he does Lindy Hop or something similar.
Oh, goodness, that's energetic.
Yeah, I think it's Lindy Hop that he does. I could be
Yeah.
stood corrected. I will ask him this evening if he's on the networking this evening.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a few of those styles. I don't know all of their different names, but they're very energetic.
yes,
Uh,
they just
there's
tire me out watching. I'm exhausted.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yes,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
did. I've done a little bit of salsa is similar. There's another one. Oh, I can't remember the style. G I can't remember the style, but it's similar. It's sort of like it's a mixture between salsa and rock and roll, and there's a lot of swaying involved in it.
Hmm.
Um, but it's really a I think personally, it's young. Shouldn't
A
say
young,
this,
a
but it's
younger generation's style.
young person's dance, yeah,
Yeah,
unless you've done it all your life,
yeah,
those sorts of dances, because there's quite a few moves. In tango, it's a walking dance. It's just walking and, embellishments on how you
yeah.
walk. It's sort of like forward, backward, sideways, and
Yes.
basically you're done and dusted, and a few ochos, which are like spins in between, half spins. But those sorts of dances, there's quite a few steps involved. It's like rock and roll, and the person leading, it's quite with tango, it's a shoulder-led dance. So however the leader puts their shoulders is
Hmm.
it invites you to move into that space. And with those dances, you've got it's like four-dimensional. You've got your hand up, down, sideways, backwards, forwards. It's like driving an aeroplane. So, you get a lead from somebody who's dancing one of those dances, and you're thinking, do I yaw? Do I go sideways? Do
Yeah,
I spin? Do I? It's a little bit more complicated. And at
yeah.
this age and stage, my brain just isn't fast enough. It's like,
I can't keep
it's just,
up. Stop.
yeah, it's a really stressful activity. So,
Oh dear. Well, Lorraine, thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's been a delight to learn a little bit more about you and about the dancing that you do, and maybe look forward to another episode on perhaps another topic.
I would love that, Carolyn. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Thank you very much.